So what piecewise functions are is you have some sort of function given a condition. So we have 3x minus 1, but the x can only be plugged in if x is less than negative 1. So how that looks is like here, we have f of negative 3. And so negative 3 is here. Negative 3 is less than or equal to negative 1. So that means we would use the 3x minus 1 as our function. And that would allow us to plug that negative 3 in there, giving us negative 9 minus 1, which is negative 10. So we have these conditions. We can only plug in between negative 1 and 4, not including negative 1 or 4. So if it was negative 1, we have to plug it into that first one. If it's 4, we have to plug it in this one, and any number bigger than 4. So what you want to do here is take each of those conditions, and we're going to graph each one separately. So this one is only good for less than or equal to negative 1. This is one for negative 1 and 4. And then the last one is for x is bigger than 4. And we're going to use y equals 3x minus 1 for this one, x squared for this one, and negative x plus 5 for the last one. So the way I like to start it is think about it this way. This is x is less than negative 1, so that means we're going this direction, less than negative 1. This one is between negative 1 and 4. And then this one is bigger than 4, so we're going that way. So think about the numbers you want to plug in. So for this last one, we're going less than negative 1. Our first number would be negative 1. And then something less than negative 1 is negative 2. This is a line, so you only need 2 points. So if we plug those in, we get 3 times negative 1 minus 1 is negative 4. And 3 times negative 2 minus 1 would give us negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. There's our 2 points. And so we come over to our graph and we graph them. Negative 1, negative 4 right here. And we put a closed dot because that's what this represents. Closed dot at negative 1. And then we also graph negative 2, negative 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. And then we go in the direction that we're supposed to, which is in the less than direction. So we are moving this way. Okay, the next one, we're going to go from negative 1 to 4 and graph a parabola. Now on these you want to mark them as open dots and open dots because we have these little symbols here. This means it's an open dot at 1, and this means it's an open dot at 4. So when we plug in negative 1, we get 1. And we plug in 4, we get 16. Now, if you remember parabolas, we want to think about that vertex. So if you have an x squared, you want to plug in 0. So 0 squared is 0. And those are our 3 points that we will graph. So negative 1, 1, put an open dot, 0, 0, it's part of the function. And this is open dot. Let's change the color on there so it doesn't look like 0, 4 and 0, 1. 0, open dot, open dot. And this one was a closed dot. Actually graph it in red. That's a good idea. And then the last one is 416. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're up here. Oops. It is an open dot as well. So we make that parabolic shape straight on up. So there we go. And then our last one, this one is starting at 4 and we're going off to the left. So something bigger than 4, 5, and again, it's a line, so we can stop there. So negative 4 plus 5 is 1, and negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So we get 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And again, that's a closed dot because it's equal. So this would be a closed dot at 4. So closed dot. And then we connect our dots. And there is, oops, went off a little side there. Oh, This one's so hard for me. I don't know why. Let's just go right through there with a 1 slope down. There we go. That is our piecewise function. And so we can now find all our values. So we have f of negative 3. That would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, my graph is a little off. So if you're plugging this into the computer, it would be wrong. Remember, we have a slope of 3. So it's down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. It's right there. That's our negative 2. And then at negative 1, well, we can't pick this one because it's open. So at negative 1, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can even verify that by plugging it in. And then we have, let's continue down here, f of 0. F of 0 is 0. It's right there. F of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1. See, 4, 1. And then f of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 3. And so f of 7, if you were going to plug it in, 7 is the one that is bigger than 4. So we'd plug it in here. And so negative 7 plus 5 is 2. See? It's called checking your work. So let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Yeah, it was even 2 as well. Negative 2. Don't know what I did wrong there. All right, so we're also going to enter this in Desmos. And so Desmos, here's how it looks. You have your function, and you can say f of x or y, it's your choice. And you're going to use these set braces. And then what you're going to write is the condition. And then you're going to put 2 little dots, and then the statement, or the function itself. Let's not use the function, we'll use the equation. The statement. And you put a comma, and you're going to continue this. So it's condition, 2 dots, equation, comma, condition, 2 dots, equation, until you're done. And then you set brace at the end. So it's going to look like this. Our condition here is x is less than or equal to negative 1. Set brace. Equation is 3x minus 1, comma. We're done with our first one. Next condition is negative 1 is less than x, which is less than 4. And then the equation. And then a condition. Condition, equation, condition. Whenever you want. You could do this forever. So it looks like this. I've already got it inputted in a little bit. We have f of x equals, and then there's our first condition, and then the equation. And then our next condition, and then the equation, so 2 little dots. Okay, so to put in that last one, you put the 2 little you put the little comma, it's right there, comma, and then our condition, which means x is greater than or equal to 4, and then the 2 little dots are here. See? And then the equation, and our equation for the last one was negative x plus 5. It does this, by the way, where it kicks you out, so you got to just make sure you click on the inside of it. And then we put negative x plus 5, and then scroll out, and there we are. If you hit the home button, it'll take you back to our equation, and that is our graph. See, same one. And you can even find the values now. So let's just say you want f of negative 3. It says it is negative 10. So if we want negative 1, just go in there, hit backspace, hit 1. It says it's negative 4. Is that what we got? Negative 4, yep, see? Negative 10, negative 4. And then you can even do that last one that gave me a little issue for some reason. F of 7. And it says negative 2. It's using our piecewise function. So it's literally plugging it in. You can see that it's saying, okay, well, right here we get negative 1, 4. But there is no value at negative 1 up here because it's not included. We had our open dot. So we get negative 1 is 4, but that's not here. All right, thank you.